You have a little more than a month to file your tax return. Volunteers with AARP Foundation Tax Aid can help.
They're offering in-person and some virtual tax preparation and filing services through April 15th. Alyssa Thurlow tells us why older adults should take advantage of this free service.
It is absolutely free. There are no hidden fees. There's no fine print.
Do you still need to file your taxes? AARP Foundation Tax Aid volunteers can help.
We have more than 3,600 sites with thousands of IRS certified volunteers in local communities nationwide.
Each volunteer is certified to prepare most federal tax returns. AARP membership is not required.
You don't even have to be 50. This program is available to anyone.
However, they do focus on taxpayers who are over 50 and have low to moderate income.
In Maine, last year, volunteers served more than 22,000 taxpayers, resulting in refunds totaling nearly $26 million.
Effective for 2025 through 2028, those who are age 65 and older may claim an additional deduction. The enhanced senior deduction is up to $6,000 for individuals and $12,000 for married couples. AARP's tax counselors can help you determine if you're eligible.
As people age, taxes can become more complex. Older adults have multiple sources of income, like pensions or Social Security or investments. All of these can make the tax return much more complex. And so our IRS certified volunteers are trained in these circumstances and are willing to help so that these funds can be put back in people's pockets.
If you would like more information or are interested in booking an appointment with an IRS certified volunteer, visit aarpfoundation.org/tax help. Reporting in studio, Alyssa Thurlow, WABI News.